Hey, what's up, everyone? Eric Thor here, radical objectivist, agorist, and full-blown anarcho-capitalist. The U.S. House just ran through a bill with almost zero opposition, 396 to 13. The so-called 21st Century Road to Housing Act sounds all warm and fuzzy, doesn't it? Like the government's really gonna fix the housing crisis. Yeah, bullshit. This is nothing but another coercive power grab dressed up as populism. Today, I'm ripping this thing apart through a pure, uncompromising, radical lens. No watered-down libertarianism, no minarchist excuses. We're talking full objectivism, full agorism, and full anarcho-capitalism. If you believe in individual rights, private property, and real freedom, you need to hear this, so let's destroy this thing. Here's what this garbage actually does. It straight up bans large institutional investors, anyone controlling 350 or more single-family homes, from buying any additional single-family houses. They're reselling it as Wall Street versus Main Street. Trump and the politicians are out there saying big bad corporations are buying up all the homes and screwing over American families. Government to the rescue? Yeah, I don't think so. Let me ask you this. Since when does the government get to decide who is too big to buy something they want? Who gave them that power? This isn't protection, it's tyranny with a smile. First, let's hit this with Ayn Rand objectivism, the philosophy of reason, egoism, and individual rights. Rand said it very clearly. The only proper purpose of a government is to protect man's rights, which means to protect him from physical violence. Anything beyond that is immoral. When a willing seller wants to sell their house to a willing buyer, even if that buyer is a big investor pulling capital, that's a voluntary, rational exchange. Both parties benefit. The second politicians step in with guns and say, no, you're too big, you can't buy that, they are initiating physical force against peaceful individuals. That's the ultimate crime in objectivism, initiatory force. And the moral rot is even deeper. This bill is built on altruism, sacrifice the successful for the common good. Rand nailed it in Altus Shrug. The creed of sacrifice is the morality of cannibals. They want to punish investors who efficiently allocated capital, often buying fixer-uppers and distressed properties that regular buyers avoid, just so politicians can pretend they're helping families. You don't have a right to cheap housing at the expense of other people's property rights. That's called looting. That's envy codified into law. This isn't compassion, it's the destruction of reason and self-interest. Hey, now let's go in full AnCap here, Rothbardian style. In a free society, private property is absolute. You homestead it, you trade for it, it's yours to do whatever the hell you want with it. Corporations are just voluntary associations of individuals exercising their rights. Murray Rothbard said, taxation is theft, pure and simple. And regulation? It's theft of your property rights. This bill is a textbook aggression. The arbitrary number of 300 homes? Why not 200 homes? Why not 500? It's completely made up so politicians can pick winners and losers. The housing crisis wasn't caused by investors, who, by the way, own only about 1 to 3% of single-family homes nationally. It was caused by government, insane zoning laws, NIMBY, busybody, blocking new builds, environmental regulations, and Federal Reserve printing trillions that inflated prices. And their solution? More intervention. Ludwig von Mises warned us about that exact spiral. Interventionism generates economic problems, which, if not corrected by the abandonment of interventionism, will lead to socialism. This bill doesn't add supply, it scares capital away, creates uncertainty, and punishes people for successfully providing housing through build-to-rent models. In a real AnCap world, we'd have private defense agencies, polycentric laws, and free markets handling all this, not one monopoly state writing coercive bills. From the agorist perspective, this is straight up pathetic. Samuel Edward Konkin III would call this partyarchy, the delusion that you can reform the state by begging the state for better rules. Every time they pass crap like this, they reinforce the idea that government should control the economy. Konkin taught us, build the counter economy, starve the beast through black and gray markets, create parallel systems that don't need their permission. This bill actually hurts real freedom fighters by increasing surveillance, reporting requirements, and enforcement on property ownership. It pushes more activity into the white market they control. Real agorists don't wait for politicians. We use crypto for financing, private arbitration for disputes, reputation markets instead of courts, and underground networks to provide housing outside their rules. That's how you can actually win, not by cheering when Congress restricts your rights for the families. Let's talk cold hard reality. Institutional investors often buy properties regular people don't want, the ones needing major repairs. They add liquidity to the market. Banning them doesn't magically make homes appear for young families. It just means those houses might sit vacant longer or get bought by some smaller players who are also getting squeezed by regulations. This creates massive distortions. Companies will split into smaller entities to dodge the 350 threshold. Lawyers will get rich on the loopholes and more corruption will flourish. Classic government solution. The politicians patting themselves on the back today are the same ones who created the problem through decades of control. Now they want more power? Yeah, fuck that. Bottom line, the bill is immoral, anti-reason, anti-property, and anti-freedom. It violates every principle of radical objectivism, agorism, and anarcho-capitalism. We don't need more restriction on buyers. We need to abolish zoning, end the Fed's money printer, privatize land use, and get government completely out of housing. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next video.